Sorry, maar ik heb jouw zusjes en tussen de tijd. Nog een zaad.
I started this project like more than a year ago now, and although I wasn't alive during the larger it's something that some of my close family members always kept alive, and there was like three major motives that kept me going throughout like documenting this process. The first is I'm just an inquisitive person. I'm very inquisitive about my predecessors and those that came before me, both in my family but also in my community as well. The second is just having a desire to uncover cultural value. And the third was just feeling called to document and document particularly narratives of what it means to be Scout and part of the African Caribbean diaspora. I think that's really important to document. And for some reason, in Liverpool, it's easy for us to be like overlooked, in my opinion, or misrepresented. So when I realized that the story of the writer was nearly like reduced used to word of mouth and quality pictures of the 1980s, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get momentum to actually document this and put it into something tangible. So that is what I've been doing, and it's from this place that I acted on my own desire to contribute to the Black Butchers narrative, which is represent our people. So what today is going to look like is we have these booklets to give out if you haven't got one already. Please only say, being born and raised in Liverpool, the same city that sailed many ships of our diaspora's enslavement, has had its trials and triumphs for many generations. However, the African flame within our blood still burns and cannot be extinguished. Being born in Liverpool 8, I learned that the fire within you has to burn brighter than the fire around you. In a nutshell, I think it's safe to say that the UK became our stomping ground as people of the African Caribbean diaspora because it was once an ideal place to be employed, to gain citizenship, to improve standard of living, or to even fight in the World War. I recognise that other motives may have existed in the migration of our diasporas, but I'm just keeping it general. So now, where we stand as British-born citizens on a ground that some or all of our ancestral lineages are familiarising themselves with through our footsteps. Still to this day, for me, being of the African Caribbean diaspora in Liverpool means the feeling of displacement hovers like a helicopter over our postcode. 4 decades on since the activity, I've worked collaboratively to document Lodge's legacy, continuing the trail they blazed, in interviewing some of the core members of the X group who were born in Liverpool from the 50s to 60s. The following themes arose regarding their young adult years: oppression, resistance, belonging, community, identity, and culture. So that is what the book covers. And I will also like to acknowledge people who helped me bring this project to fruition. I did not work alone, I could not work alone. A big thank you to Michelle Walker, wherever you are. Thank you to Darren Brady, who might be behind the camera, who documented and the academics who listen to me go back and forth on many items. Thank you so much for supporting me. There's also Janice Myers, Brody Arthur, Dinan Adu, Pete Freeman, and Seth Bradley are all people who supported me to bring this project to life. And lastly, I couldn't make this booklet without my dad and calling him at stupid o'clock to ask him, who's that, what's their name, and of course working very closely with Valerie Watson, who is family to me, and yeah, I'm going to hand over to her now.